What's good? Willie B Pod. Back in action, man. I'm tired today. I wonder if you can tell. It's going to be a sleepy pod today. I got a little coffee, though. A little coffee in a mug. In this mug, which hopefully, again, by the way, real quick, there's no one behind the camera. So if I'm ever like, can you guys see this? Can you guys see this? I don't know. Because I don't have a producer here with me. It's just me. Like last week when the exposure got all blown out and you couldn't even see my face for the last 15 minutes, didn't know that was happening. And I was pissed about it. Way more pissed than you. If you're watching it like, hey, what the hell's going on with the camera? Me, 10 times more upset than you. But look at this cute little cup. Hopefully you can see it. It says William on it. And I got this cup when I was a baby. I mean, I didn't get it. It wasn't like, hey, baby, here's this gift. Thank you so much. It was more just, my parents got it for me. And I still have it. And I got it. We found it. And now I drink coffee out of it every single day. Because I am the most sentimental person that's ever lived. If I have something that means something to me, I'll never throw it out. I'm not like a hoarder, but I attach emotions to physical things. I don't know what that's about, but I have a really hard time getting rid of things. Because I'm like, I feel like this table has feelings. It's a table. It doesn't have feelings. But to me, I feel this connection with things. And I don't want to throw them away. This plant, fun fact, this plant right here, this is a garbage plant. And if you're just listening, there's a plant next to me. You can use your imagination. And this was in the trash and in my complex. And I said, you know what? I'm going to bring it inside. Brought it inside. And to be honest, man, it looked real ugly. Real ugly plant. I get why they threw it out. No offense. But what happened is, brought it in, didn't really water it much. I was like, this thing is just past its life is over. Put it back outside the trash. I drove to the trash is near my where I parked my car. I drove to like get some groceries. I came back and I drove by the plant, and it's as if the plant looked at me like, like it felt like hello. and dude, I fucking brought the plant back inside, and I watered it, I took care of it, and now it's thriving. It looks beautiful. Dude, none of this shit was here when I got it. I'm the plant doctor. You didn't think I was the plant doctor? Guess what, baby? I'm the Caesar Milan for green stuff. That's what drug dealers say also. Anywho, what's up, man? And ladies and people and theys? Fucking here we are, man. Look, man, I'm launching tour dates this week finally. So pumped, dude. I'm announcing 15 cities over the next 6 months, April to September. I got fucking Austin today. Austin's on the books. I was waiting on one more. I'm gonna be there in June. Spoiler alert. I was waiting for like one more offer in June, and I told myself, I was like, man, if I could just get one more thing in June, I'll be 100% excited and ready to launch the tour. And I woke up to an offer in June at Austin, a place that was on the list, and I'm so fucking excited because now I feel like this tour announcement is ready. It's full. It's mostly weekends. Couldn't be more excited. I'm gonna tell you guys the first 2 dates right now because you guys are my people. I'm gonna give you the first few dates before anyone else knows. What the fuck? That's crazy. Listen, man, the first show I'm doing is actually another LA show. April 12th, Flappers Comedy Club, Friday night. That is my home club. That is one of my favorite stages to be on. And we decided to add a show in LA, obviously, because the Netflix one sold out so fast. This was the plan all along, by the way, is I had this show in April, and I needed the Netflix show to sell out so we can push all the tickets now to this other show. But anyway, April 12th in Los Angeles. It's in Burbank. I know if people live on the west side, it's a little far, but it'll take you literally 25 minutes to get there. Not far. And so that's the first show we're doing. It's a Friday night. And then the next week after that, I'm doing the Bay Area, baby. I'm doing Sacramento at the Punchline Wednesday, April 17th. And then this is a big one, dude. I will be in San Francisco, California at Cobb's Comedy Club Thursday, April 18th. That is a huge one for me. That is a hometown show, but also the club I grew up going to as a kid with my dad. I've played Cobb's before, but I've never headlined it. And it's a really big deal. So April 18th for that one. And I'll give you another April date while we're here. Providence, Rhode Island. a little further. I'm going to be there for a weekend, April 26th, 27th at the Comedy Connection, Providence, Rhode Island. You know your boy's renting a car, and I'm going to dip to Newport, see what the vibes are like there, because I heard Newport is the shit. Anyways, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Bottom line, I just want to give you guys the first few dates there. Exclusive, a Willie B exclusive. Willie B pod exclusive, dude. Can't wait for the shows, man. And I'll announce the rest later. So next time I come on the pod, I'll give you all the rest, because I'll have already posted about them. So we're rocking and rolling, baby. Yeah, man, really excited. Just so stoked for these weekends. I really am just, I wanted to be a weekend guy. The dream to me was not only, well, first of all, was touring as a headlining comedian. That was the dream. But then it was headline weekends. And then it was going to be, now the next dream is going to be selling out weekends. That to me is the top. That to me is the peak. It looks like I'm doing a toast right now, but this is how I feel. I'm toasting my success and my upcoming dreams. Feeling really excited, man. Can't wait. Kaylee and I had a date night last night. I want to shout out a restaurant that we went to. Dude, I had a flawless dining experience. Gonna talk to you about it. It's a restaurant in downtown LA called OTM. And here's the thing, man. If you go to a restaurant with me, I'm gonna nitpick, okay? I have very high expectations for restaurants, especially if I'm spending a nice little bag on a nice dinner. I expect the most, okay? Fancy restaurant, tight ship. That's what I expect. And this place was flawless. Incredibly impressed. I'm ready to nitpick. I'm ready to complain. Does Kaylee get annoyed that I complain? Probably. Is she sweet about it? Yes. But I'm going to complain. Especially if the food takes too long. Oh boy, if the food takes too long and I'm hungry, maybe I'm a little bit stoned. Ooh, my Yelp review fingers are tickling. Oh boy. Ooh, I feel like, do I feel a 3-star review coming? Oh shit. Oh fuck, I'm not even, I have no control. I'm already, flawless. Walked in the restaurant with a reservation. You know how we do it. I like acting like you're the shit for something that's super normal. Yo, walked in, reservation made. What's good? And you know how we do it. Open table, baby. What up? Typed in my email address, said special occasion. We out here in the cut. Remember that? Dude, we walked in and waited a minute. Because the worst is when you walk into a place and you're like, okay, yeah, we'll be right with you. You know, we'll have your table ready soon. And you're 20 minutes later, you're just sitting there. Walked in, had some laughs real quick. Boom, table's ready. Let's go. Ladies first. I'm right behind you. Everything we ordered came out in perfect fashion. It was like boom, 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 boom. We didn't have to wait. It was perfect. We ordered cocktails. We got a glass of cab, a little red wine action, and we got another cocktail, which is the best cocktail I think I've ever had at a restaurant. And I wrote down what the ingredients were. It's tequila blanco, mezcal, blood orange agave, grapefruit, habanero, and seltzer. Fire. It was so good. And I thought it was going to be one of those fruity drinks because we got it more so because Kaylee wanted like a fruity drink, you know? And it was like one of those sweet drinks that was like surprisingly strong. You know, it came out in a semi kind of silly glass, but it was one of those drinks that you think with all that grapefruit and blood orange, you could just like slurp it down like a liquid Jolly Rancher. But dude, it had some body to it, man. That habanero, that mezcal, you were like, whew, ooh, okay, nice, fantastic. Because I don't want a drink that I just slurp down. I want something I can sip on while I'm waiting for the food to come. Dude, we got garlic naan with truffle butter. 10 out of 10. Fantastic. We both got gnocchi by accident. Here's the move. When you go to a restaurant and you're with your lady or your man, you gotta order different things. And you gotta go splitsies. You don't gotta go splitsies, but you gotta be able to try something new. I thought she was gonna get the bucatini, which I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but that's how I want that meal to sound because I love saying that with my mouth. Bucatini. I was going to get the gnocchi because I wasn't starving. I rarely get pasta from a restaurant because I'm hungry, dude. I can't just have carbs. I need some chicken. I need some protein. I need some fish. But I wasn't that hungry. We're doing pasta. But I didn't hear she got gnocchi also, so we both got the same stupid thing. I felt dumb about it. I fucked up, man. I fucked up. But it was, dude, I got bacon on it. It was fantastic. Every bite of the gnocchi felt like a pillow. It was delicious. Oh my God. The only thing I could have nitpicked was the bathroom was difficult to get to, and there's 2 routes to get to the bathroom. One of them, you walk basically through the kitchen, and there's a guy who's like, "Guest behind," and then they all straighten up and scoot out, and you kind of part the waters and go in. Kind of sick, actually. You kind of feel like you're somebody, like you're the restaurant reviewer, and they have to impress you or something like that. You know, there's a guest behind, and I'm like, "Oh, thank you, sorry, thank you, sorry, thank you, so sorry, yeah, thank you, sorry." It kind of felt cool. And look, man, we just had a great night, and went back and Kaylee watched some basketball with me. Shout out. Find a girl who will watch some basketball with you, man. We'll watch stuff that she likes, but she watched some basketball with me, and that means so much to me. Dude, when your partner is interested in the things you like, that's the best. Because I get insecure showing people things. If I like something, I'm like, hey, you should watch this, but I'm always worried that they're not going to like it, or they're going to be not having fun, or not laughing, or I don't know. I just worry about that stuff. But I'm so happy that she'll just watch stuff that I like, and I love that about her. So we watched some basketball, and dude, I'm so into basketball this year. I am more into basketball than I ever have been. And I don't even think it's that the team I like is playing well and it's exciting, but I think the way that the new media is in the NBA is what I love. Dude, there's so many players that have podcasts now. And I think that's why I like the league so much, is I feel like I'm getting to know the players. When I was a kid, the only time you'd really hear your favorite players talk or share their opinions is in a post-game interview, where they're never their authentic self. If they're their authentic self, oftentimes they get fined. They'll just sit there and go, yeah, we played hard tonight. Defense worked together, and, we came out on top. Thanks God for the opportunity. And that's the whole thing. And you're like, who is this guy? I don't even know what he's like. But these guys have podcasts now, so they can tell stories. They can get real about stuff. And I love it. I feel like I know these guys. You can see who the funny ones are. You can really start to build opinions of which players you like, because you're like, I feel like I know these guys. Yeah, I really like it, man. I think it's really and some people don't like it because the players are, I don't know, being even more vocal about things that they have problems with. They can get mad at the referees, and just there are some people who don't love it, that they're too outspoken. But I think all these guys should have a platform, man. I think it's awesome. So yeah, if you're an NBA fan, I would definitely check out some NBA podcasts like Pat Bev. Has a fantastic podcast. JJ Redick. I like how I'm shouting out guys who are fucking famous athletes and have $200 million. I'm just saying, if you're a basketball fan, those are some ones to listen to. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I have too much freedom in my life, I'm realizing. It's funny, man. When you're like my life right now, I know people who are in similar positions who are so fucking busy. And I have days where I'm busy. But largely, I'm not that busy. I have so much time on my hands. Because if you think about it, I have to just do shows at night, and then my days are free. And then my days are oftentimes spent editing. But I've gotten so fast and good at editing, it's like bing, bang, boom. Here's a clip. It'll take maybe, 2 hours to edit a clip? Maybe another hour later? I'm bing, bang, boom. The podcast, this whole thing, I do everything myself now. This is all me. I can do everything in a day. I could shoot this and put it up 2 hours later. Edited, done, everything. And because I'm so fast at it, I have a lot of time on my hands. And sometimes that gets in your head. You're like, I should be doing more. And, maybe I could be like, post more content, post more clips. But I have a high standard for what clips I want to post. And, I haven't been also touring for a few months, so I don't have this, I don't have this backlog of content. I have to be very strategic with what content I put out to make sure I'll be good for another month, right? So I can't just be putting out all my clips at once. If anything, low key, here's the thing, just between you guys and I'm saving some of my best clips for when the tour promo starts. Because what we have to do, we as in certain comics, I put the tour dates in the caption of the video. So if a clip is sent to someone, you can see, he's coming to LA on April 12th, or cool, SF the 18th, I'll get tickets to that. I found that's a great way for marketing. Because at the end of the day, the clips are marketing, right? And so yeah, I'm saving some of my best ones for when the promo starts. And so again, I can't just put out content, boom, 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 boom all the time. I have to be, strategic. So I have this time on my hands. But I think what keeps me sane with having this much time is I earned it because of all the work I've put in and how my talent has grown, how my reach has grown. I have a fan base now. It's like I get to have free time. I worked a full-time job for 6 years of this. I hustled during the day, so I'm able to have the freedom where I can sit around and post a clip during the day and play Madden the whole afternoon if I want to, and then go do a spot at night. I've kind of earned this type of freedom, I think, if that makes sense. And I'm on the road a lot, so I am trying to soak up these days where I can just kind of relax and I don't have the stress of travel. So, and again, the tour is actually going to be a lot less stressful, I think, travel-wise this year because it's a lot of weekends. So I get to a place and I'm there for 3 days. It's not this run and gun. All right, get to Indianapolis one day, you've got to drive to 4 hours to St. Louis the next day. Bing, bang, boom. It's like, it should be a lot easier on me. Sorry, I'm a little congested. If you hear some sniffles, I'm more annoyed than you about it. Let's talk comedy, man. Had a pretty exciting week. I did my last batch of shows opening for Blaustein, man. My last shows till much later in the year. We did the Ontario Improv, which is I don't even know what the area. It's like the Inland Empire of Los Angeles, so it's about hour east of where I live with no traffic. With traffic, 3 hours. And we're doing 6 sold-out shows. Poppin'. Blaustein's poppin'. And I did a little small show on Wednesday night before we started the shows. And here's the thing, man, is I was really, for this newer joke I have, I told myself, man, it needs an ending. It needs one more little part at the end. And I was racking my brain the last few weeks to figure out what it is. I've tried things. They haven't worked. I talked about last week. I tried this new little tag at Comedy Magic Club. Fucking bombed. So I'm like, all right, I need a new ending for this joke. And what I did Wednesday night is I sat down because I had all this time. I had like a couple hours before the show. And I said, I know I'm going to do it at this show. The show should be pretty fun. So I'm going to sit down and force myself to think about this new ending to the joke. And nothing else. Put my phone away, be fully present in the moment. I was looking stuff up online in reference to the joke, just trying to find any possible ideas. Well, I put my phone away, but also I looked up a few things. Okay, don't hold me accountable to that. And I was like, okay, force myself. I hit up my buddy Nolan at his advice, and I found, okay, here's a little part. I think this is funny. I'm gonna do it tonight. Fingers crossed. I did it, and it fucking killed. It did great. But the way this game works, something works once. You need a bigger sample size. You have no idea. Could be the perfect right place, right time for that joke. Could be the excitement of the joke makes them laugh even more. They can just tell that you're excited about it. So I was like, all right, worked one time, great progress, let's go. So now we started the shows in Ontario. We did 1 Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday. So long weekend. It's another reason I'm very tired. Man, the shows were so fun. It made me forget like what we do for a living as comedians. It's so cool. It's insane. We get up in front of 350 people and make all of them laugh with words that come out of our faces. And I also forget that what we do, like, is largely people's biggest fears. Does that make sense? Like, I'd say people's biggest fears is like public speaking. And we do public speaking on a grand scale and also like with the expectation of laughter. Consistent laughter. It's not a TED Talk where you throw 1 or 2 jokes in there. It's going to be 20 minutes of you better have a bunch of jokes in there. And I did that 6 times casually this weekend. Didn't feel like nervous at all. And was also unfazed by moments of crushing because I'm so used to this. And I was there on a mission to work on a few little things. And I forgot that, like, hey, what I'm doing right now is crazy. I'm so lucky. And this improv, the Ontario Improv, is the last, like, smaller local improv. Let me explain. We have a few improvs, which are comedy clubs, if you're kind of, don't really know the business too much, too well is a better way to say that. But they're all very big. For example, the Irvine Improv, that's about 500 seats. The Brea Improv, it's about 600 seats. The Levity Live Oxnard, that's like 400 or more. But this one, the Ontario, is about 300 seats, 350, and that's like the perfect size for a comedy club. So this place, like, you can crush this place. When you get a pop, you feel it. And I was very thankful this weekend where it wasn't just me and Michael. Our buddy Daniel Weingarten, shout out, very funny, one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life. He also did the shows with us, and he opened. So he did the first 10 minutes, I did 20, and then Blau did the rest. But, dude, I was just in the money spot the whole weekend, so I got to just do 20 in the middle. And I've talked about before in the last few episodes about how that first, 7-8 minutes of an opening set is hard. You're not doing that well. So you gotta like cold open the crowd for the first few minutes and then get into your set and really start right? But I don't have to worry about that. I get to go up in front of a warmed up crowd and just do 20 minutes. And it was fantastic. I got so much out of this weekend, man. I really was just working on these few little things. And so to bring it all together, the new ending for the joke I did Wednesday, I was like, all right, let's try it, in front of a massive crowd compared to the one I did that in front of 20 people. Let's do it in front of almost 400 people. And I did it, and it worked great. It was perfect. It was an ending. The satisfaction you get from that, I cannot explain. Not only because I have the new ending to this joke, but also the fact that the method of writing worked. I sat there, I said, I'm going to come up with something right now. And I did, and it worked. It's just, it feels so good. It's so satisfying. I'm trying to figure out how to relate that to like another job. I wonder what that would be. I'm trying to think of like a jobs that people really have. Like if you're in marketing, maybe you have a pitch of some sort of new ad, and the first idea you have that you pitch, they fucking love, and you were like, I want to kill it with the first idea. There's something about it, man. It's like when the hard work pays off. That's really what it is. So let's go to Friday now. We had 2 shows Friday. Here's the thing also, when I opened for Michael is, I'm sure you guys know who he is. If you don't, he posts a ton of crowd work clips, and his get the most views out of almost anyone lately. So when I opened for him, you don't really want to do crowd work. And, but we have a rule that I can do like a little bit of crowd work, but keep it to like one person, and make sure to tell him as we're crossing the stage to kind of be like, hey, talk to this guy in a cowboy hat. He works on a farm, for example, just so he knows. So because you don't want to be like, hey, nice cowboy hat, what do you do for work? And then everybody's like, we already know. And then you're the odd man out, right? So I try to be very mindful of that. On the first show, I had a couple interactions with multiple people, and I didn't like that. I actually felt really bad after, because I know what it's like in his position, and I don't want any of my openers to do crowd work at all. And so I felt like I took a lot away from him, and I felt bad about it. And I apologized, and he wasn't mad or anything, but I know the position he is better than ever, being a headliner now. And so I was like, fuck, man, I did too much. Didn't like it. Also misgendered someone on that show. Cool. I have a joke about Grindr in my act, and this guy was like, woo! And I was like, oh, did you guys meet on Grindr? The person next to him was a lady. Grindr's for gay guys. And she was like, I'm a lady. Granted, she was kind of buff, and they were far away. She had tattoos. I fucked up, all right? I couldn't see. I thought it was 2 guys because he wooed. Forget if she's a little yoked. I'm talking like the guy wooed, and he's sitting next to another person. I thought it was the person he met on Grindr. And everyone was like, oh. I was like, God, damn it. I did that, and I also just like totally botched a crowd work moment where I asked a guy a question. He was just gave me such boring answers, and I couldn't think of anything funny, and I just moved on, and it was stupid, and I felt like an idiot. So after the first show, I was like kind of mad at myself, not feeling good. So on the late show, I kind of was like in a weird vibe of I was just like kind of frustrated and bummed. And I went on stage, and the crowd was much better. I don't know what it is about him, but Michael's shows, the early shows are like fine, and the late shows are unbelievable. You know, if it's like a show at 7 and a show at 9, the 9 o'clock will rock. And normally it's the opposite because you get a drunk late show crowd. But for him, late shows rock. Don't know what it is. So I went up there on the late show and was just kind of like, not phoning it in, but I was just doing my jokes very low energy and kind of just chilling. And dude, your boy was like crushing. And I'm not like, I'm the shit, but it was such an interesting experiment to just be very low energy and to get almost better results. I was just kind of just like, almost like I didn't care, but I think it gave off this sense of confidence, like, yo, I got this. And I had like maybe my best set of the weekend. And I went up there in a weird vibe. I was kind of annoyed. I was like, whatever. And that helped me. I mean, I definitely can't do that every set because I rarely feel like that. I usually feel really excited, but similar thing happened on Saturday, man. The late show there, it was like early show was tough. I didn't do as well as I did the rest of the shows. I was kind of annoyed about them. I was like, that crowd should have been better. And then the late show just rocked. And I'm working on all these new things, and the new little things are working. I keep, adding to them, trying it out, adding to it, trying it out. It's like I do a set, and then in between shows, I kind of rework it in my head, write it out, and then do it different on the late show. Again, I'm there like an assassin. I'm trying to work on this, work on this, work on this. This is like how I grocery shop. If I go to a grocery store, I'm not one of these open-minded grocery store people where I'm like, oh, they have the pumpkin cheesecakes in? Oh my, I didn't know that. It's already fall, huh? They have cheese. Can I see the candle? No. I'm walking in there. I'm like, eggs, chicken, blueberries, goodbye. Mission. I know where everything is. I go to the same grocery stores every time. I'm like, boom, 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 out. I'm out. I'm not like, ooh, what's this thing? No. Throw it away. I don't care. I'm there on a mission. Move your cart out of the way, okay? I got a basket and I'm cooking. I'm the same way with stand-up on these shows. I'm there for these 3 or 4 little moments that I need to work on. Bing, bang, boom. Oh, here's a great inside scoop of something so ridiculous that it's like I can only share on here because it's like, where would I ever tell people this? So I think I've talked about this before. I'm very superstitious, especially with outfits, where let's say I have a sweatshirt, a new sweatshirt, and I wear it on stage, and I don't have a good set. I'm like, well, it's probably because of the sweatshirt. And so what I'll do is never wear that sweatshirt on stage again until I find it in myself to be like, you know what, let me give it another shot. And I wear it again, and I have a good set. Then I'm like, cool, the sweatshirt back in the rotation. And it's ridiculous. I know it's ridiculous. This is some of my OCD coming out. But I had like a couple outfits that I really like. And knowing what this weekend was, where I had the feature spot, crowds were amazing, I was like, here's the time for a little bit of outfit redemption. So I had 2 different things. I had a t-shirt. I had this white t-shirt that I really like, but I wore it on a show last year that I didn't like my set. And I haven't worn it on stage since. Because I haven't found an opportunity to. Where I'm like, oh, this is so ridiculous to say out loud. Oh, I can chance me not having a good set tonight. As if the shirt has that much to do with it. I'm like, well, all right, let me, this bar show, if I don't do well, it's okay. Let's try to redeem this shirt. I'm always like, nope, need to do well this show. Nope, need this new thing to work. Can't wear that shirt. Can't risk the shirt making me bomb. So I had 2 outfits. I had the white shirt, and then I had a black sweatshirt that says Hella on it, which I love. And Friday night, I wore the sweatshirt, and that was when I had my chillin' crushing set. And I was like, yes, I could start wearing the sweatshirt again. And then the white shirt, I wore it Saturday, early show. Didn't like my set. Crowd wasn't that good. And I said, well, guess I'm not wearing this shirt on stage ever again. 1 for 2. How ridiculous is that? But that's the real shit. That's the stuff I'm thinking about while I'm doing this. Wild, man. Well, look, man. Tomorrow I'm leaving to go to the East Coast to do this college show outside of Boston. And that was the one I talked about a couple weeks ago where I basically said it sounds like it's not going to be good. That was the one where the description was like, oh, it's a walkthrough area for students, and we told them to keep the noise down, and there will be some seating available. Just sounded like one of the bad ones. And dude, I was like, hey, can they like move the show to a better location? And my agent was like, nah, they're not going to be able to. And then 2 weeks later, they're like, oh, just kidding. They moved it to a bar next door. Sick. So I'm sure it won't be as tough as it was before. Could be more tough. Who knows? Either way, I'm going to go there, be a professional. Like I've said before, you got to just smile and get your check, which is what I'm going to do. And I'm also, low-key, going to face my fears a little bit. So I'm going tomorrow. I go from Burbank to Phoenix to Boston. And on the way back, I go from Boston to Denver to Burbank, right? And low-key, I am scared of flying in and out of Denver. If you live in Denver, you'll understand why. If you've flown into Denver, you'll understand why. It is so goddamn turbulent. It is scary. Maybe the scariest flight I've ever taken was leaving Denver last year when I went. So I told myself, I was like, never again. I'm never having Denver as a layover because it's too scary, okay? And I know it's normal. I know they do it literally every 30 minutes. A plane takes off and lands there, right? But it's really uncomfortable. But goddamn, dude, I saw a deal for a flight where it's either like have a layover in Denver or, spend $200 more to have a layover in like Dallas. And I was like, man, I can't justify this anymore. I got to face my fears. Kaylee was like, just do it. Like, you got it. So I did it, and I'm flying in and out of Denver, and I'm so bummed about it, and I'm already nervous. It's days away. I do that on Friday, and I'm already nervous. So when I come on the show next week, I'm going to talk about the college show. I'm going to talk about facing my fears. And all sorts of stuff, man, because you know what this is. We're talking comedy. We're talking life. We're talking restaurants. We're talking basketball. I'm all over the place, man. Subscribe to the pod. Forgot to say that at the beginning. Please subscribe to it. Comment on it, man. I love when you guys leave comments. Tell me what you want me to talk about. Give your thoughts on anything I'm talking about. And submit your life advice, too. DM the podcast at willbepodcast. Follow the podcast page. I post clips there that I work hard on. So watch those. Follow that. Share this with your friends. If they like comedy, I think they'll like this podcast. So shout out to you guys. Please subscribe to the pod. Have a good rest of the week, man. And I will see you next week. Later.